let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right, you sure?
Yep.
All right. Hola y bienvenido al primer episodio de Scuff y Stuff. Yo soy CyYu y aquí tenemos a Monarch. Monarch?
Sí. I don't know.
Hi everybody, I'm CyYu and welcome to the first episode of Scuff and Stuff. It's always the first episode here.
No, it's episode 2.
No, it's episode 1. We talked about this. You already forgot the bit. Welcome to the first episode. Totally the first episode and not episode 2.
Anyways, today's episode will be themed around star emoji voice acting. Star emoji.
Star emoji.
My name is AmaLee. Hello, as you know, we already did our intros. You can hear me as CyYu in Honkai Star Rail, Uta in One Piece film Red, Marine in My Dress Up Darlene, among many others.
I voiced Sino in Genshin Impact, Jingyuan in Honkai Star Rail, Akihiko Sanada in Persona 3 Reload. Oh, Kaiju number 8. I'm in that. I'm the villain.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, just some of the things we've done. We've both have been in this industry for a bit, you know.
A while, yeah.
Yeah. Professionally, I think it'll be 9 years for me in November. Indie-wise, I started around 2012.
2007 is when I started indie-wise, but my first paid role was 2011, yeah. Where I actually went and do.
Can you say that again one more time? When did you start?
2007. 18, is that 18 years? One of the number one questions I saw on the tweets that you guys asked on Twitter from Hidden Tome, other than a casting call club and promoting on socials, what other sites and resources can one go to work on projects or audition? I think right now, is it casting call club or what is that one
That
website?
is one, I've heard mixed bags about that one, if I'm going to be honest. I don't personally use it. The Voice Acting Club.
That's it. Voice Acting
Club.
Club.
The one I would recommend. Is Voice Acting Club is like a hub of voice actors that I believe, I could be wrong, is helmed by Kira Buckland, who is a veteran in the industry at this point. There's a Discord, there's a website, there's a forum. It is super cool, and they are constantly sending out for indie projects and that kind of thing. There's also, funny enough, honestly, I've seen a lot of them on Twitter. There's a lot
I was going to say Twitter.
Calls.
I've actually auditioned for things on Twitter.
Same.
Yeah.
I have. Yeah, no, there's, funny enough, if you are more into, if you already are getting into the professional space of voiceover, if you've worked at a studio or whatever, LinkedIn.
Interesting.
LinkedIn, like when I started, I was like, no one ever uses LinkedIn. But I'm not kidding. People use LinkedIn for some casting, and it's just very interesting. So, I mean, I'm like, okay, why not? If that's the game you gotta play, sure. I would honestly, your best bet is just go on Voice Acting Club. That is literally the safest bet, and it's not just about castings there. They have a lot of resources. I know they also have classes every now and then, and workshops, and just it's like a community there.
Yeah,
that's probably my go-to for that. And then there's also I want to be a voiceactor.com by D. Bradley Baker, which has a bunch of different resources as well.
Honestly, I think Twitter is becoming the place. I see so many
I've been noticing
calls.
more and more on Twitter, especially for indie animation and indie games.
100%. Check them out.
Do companies usually in their contract say you can't act your character out of XYZ anime/game? It honestly depends per company basis, and that's honestly playing with fire.
Yeah.
So
I would say it's a dangerous gray area. Most of the times I'll just turn it down just to be safe.
The reason I picked it out is because a lot of fans ask us at conventions or on Cameo. It's oh, could you do this voice can you do the voice of X, Y, and Z?
I think it is gray area, but I think if you're doing it tastefully.
As long as you're not saying it's I'm the voice of this and go yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I always imagine the client finds it, you want it to be a tasteful. You don't want it to be a situation where they get angry. So,
but if someone asks, it's could you have Jingyuan tell me to go myself? I can't do
no.
that. You know what I mean?
Because I did a TikTok where it's how would my character sneeze? How? And I feel that's cute.
Yeah.
It's a character exploration. But yeah, I think staying professional, staying classy across the board will help you so much more than it will hurt you.
Yeah. What's your process of getting into character or finding a new character's voice or emotions? Yeah, I feel like in every different media, you know, whether it's anime, video games, like it literally just depends. Yeah. It's like with anime, I feel like it's a little bit easier to find the character just because you already have a point of reference with the Japanese, right? Well, with video games, that's a complete toss-up because like I know that a lot of people will bring up Poyo games because that's, you know, the more popular one that we've been in. They don't play us the original Chinese when we do these voices, and then we're trying to figure it out. Because when I auditioned for Jing Yuan, my very first audition, he was not as low. Jing Yuan is just right here. This was Jing Yuan originally. It was just more my normal voice, and then they were like, actually, could you go lower? And then it went from there, and I didn't know that until we got in the booth.
The same thing happened with me at Jingliu. I auditioned with my normal voice, and they wanted her more tortured and dying. That's crazy. The same thing happened. Yeah. It's something interesting with like Hoyo games. I think they want it to sound similar, but they don't want it to sound one-to-one. Right. It's almost like the intention. I don't know how accurate that is, but that's kind of the vibe I get whenever we go in for these projects. That's the vibe I get too. I feel like they want us to have our own performance. I think it's awesome because like they're bringing you in because you're an actor, and you have to bring your own experiences to those roles, and I feel like it can make it really special as well. Gabriel Dels asked, if you don't manage to succeed in an audition for voicing a certain character, can you still be in line to voice another character? There's been so many times where I have auditioned for something, not gotten it, and then in 3, 6, 12 months, I'll get cast as a different character, and the director will be like, I loved your reads, we saved them, I kept you in mind, and this other character rolled around, and I thought you'd be perfect. So even your losses are not losses, you know? I mean, I auditioned for Genshin for 2 years prior before CyYu. Like I literally have auditioned for almost every male character up until Sumeru, and it takes time. If I'm in a show, there's probably a chance I've auditioned for every character in that show before I actually got in that. As long as you do a good job, as long as you're sending out every audition as like you giving it 100%, like that's all that you need, because you're going to be listened to. Yeah, that's your chance to be heard in front of the director. You want to do your best because you just never know. Have you ever recorded a line and you go, I can't believe I said that? That's a question by Cernak. I'm assuming they're referring to a line where it's like, oh my God, I can't believe I said that. Yeah. I voiced a character named Crush Lulu in Overlord, and she's a pink lizard character. And it just awakens something in some subset of some fan base. You did that. Yeah. She has a line that is, quote, impregnate me, quote. So happy we met sorry soon, but also sad. Impregnate me. And she screams it at the end of one of the episodes to another lizard man. I didn't know you say that. I do, yeah, I know. But I'll never forget the director coming, like, because at that studio, you wait in a little lobby, and then like the director will come get you. And the director was like, just sat there, crossed his arms, and was like, have you seen the episode? And I go, yeah. He's like, all right. Let's do this. In there. Yeah. Are there any choices you made early in your career that you wouldn't advise others to make when starting out? My main thing, and I feel like a lot of people misconstrue when I say this, my main thing I would tell myself is don't be too overly familiar. Because I've said too overly friendly and people misconstrue that as like, oh, don't be nice to people. No, be nice to people. But being over familiar is different. Over familiar is like, you don't know a person, but you act like you're best friends. And I had that issue because I really enjoyed working at Funimation. I made a demo way too early. Sure. And I spent a lot of money on the demo. I think I spent like $2,000 on the demo. It was ridiculous. $1,500, I think it was. It was way in the beginning. It was like before I even started working at Funimation. I thought that I needed a demo. I just got some bad advice. Thought I needed a demo. I didn't really understand kind of what characters I was even good at. And so we kind of just like threw together a demo, and it was fine. I got work off of it, but I wasted a lot of money. And I very quickly found out after a couple of jobs that demo did not accurately represent the voices I can do, and the voices that I'm comfortable doing, and the voices that I was getting cast as. That is like one of the biggest misconceptions, right? Like with, when you're starting out in voiceover, is like, oh, you need to have a voice demo right away. And I was like, no, not right away. Yeah, no. I mean, I think you should base your demo off the characters that you're getting cast as. I would also be careful of what you say on social media is another thing. Ooh, 100%. Yeah. I luckily never fell into this. I'm so glad that I kept social media like separate, but I've seen some others make some mistakes and I'm like, oh no, that's forever.
I'm right here.
Oh, this one time Alejandro tweeted, I'm just kidding.
I mean, that's totally fair, honestly. Like, you're not gonna go into the booth, right? Be like, yeah, I just had such a great time. Thank you for having me. You walk out and you're like, man, I can't believe I just had the worst experience of my life recording for Blink. Like,
I know. You got to remember that clients see everything. Yeah.
They do.
I've had so many directors bring up my TikToks in the middle of sessions. And I'm like, oh my God.
I swear to God, if I go into a Warner Brothers or something one day and I just hear them talk about, yeah, that CyYu bit goes crazy, I'm gonna lose it, bro.
I would lose my goddamn mind. Like, which ones have they seen? What have I talked about?
I'm just like, I hope it wasn't the Bracken one.
Yeah, literally me thirsting over the Bracken or like saying CyYu, or I just posted a TikTok of me playing Lara Croft and like her booty comes into frame and I'm like, I'm no better than a man. Like, I'm like, which TikToks have they seen? Do you remember any bloopers or funny recording moments you had when doing voice acting in any game or like anything, any project? I was in an anime called Kimono Friends, which Sound Cadence did, and I loved that whole team. Like we were friends, so we were always joking around like in those booths and just having fun. So it was a very like fun, silly atmosphere. They were recording outtakes. We knew we were gonna like have outtakes throughout the entire show. So like they were just like saving outtakes here and there from episodes. And actually, you can go on to YouTube and like watch the Kimono Friends outtakes. But I voiced one of the singing penguins, a princess. I went in for the last episode last. They're like, well, here's what we have so far, the outtakes, and it was the other penguins all dogpiling on me. It was Megan Shipman and Kaylee Mills and Dawn Bennett. So like I couldn't even do my lines correctly because like clout. I would just laugh.
Let's get fired up, girls. Make sure the timing on the first few bars is clean and... You're the only one in the group with over 1 million subscribers. They're nothing without you, Amanda.
I love it. Who was that?
And I heard she used her Patreon money to get all the equipment. That's why she has 1 million subscribers, I guess. Oh no, rip Amanda. She's the reason I got demonetized.
One of my favorites. I mean, you can still go watch the outtakes now on YouTube, I'm pretty sure.
Gosh, I think we've covered everything. We've answered every single voice act. That's not true.
You'll never come to me again at a convention and ask a voice acting question because we've answered it all here. No, that's like kind of the beauty about voice acting though, and that is that it is ever changing. The sound for voice acting is ever changing, which is like why I recommend taking so many classes. Like I know me and you are still like we still take classes like all the time.
I literally signed up for a class like in like a week or two.
Yeah, hell yeah. The sound is constantly changing. We're constantly learning, constantly evolving. There's always new things. You're never done learning, so just keep at it.
You're never done learning. Also, never don't spend, if you're just starting out, don't spend thousands of dollars on a microphone. Literally, your space is more important than your microphone.
Yeah.
But even then, don't use a Rock Band mic. Trust me, I started off with a Rock Band mic. Don't start with a Rock Band.
Yeah. Also, your mic is only as good as your
space.
Your interface as well.
If you have a couple of $100, by the way, there's a microphone called the Mic Parts S87, and it is supposed to sound like the Neumann U87, which is like a $3,000 microphone, and it's usually the industry standard.
I always recommend the AT2020, the Audio Technica 2020.
Oh yeah, great mic.
Because I think it's like a $60 mic, and that's actually the mic that I started off on. You need an interface for it, but get like a Scarlett or something. Spend like maybe $200, $300.
And last thing before I forget, age does not matter.
Oh, I saw so many questions about that. It does not matter at all.
It doesn't matter how young, how old you are. There's literally a space for anyone.
That type of voice is needed.
Range.
Yeah.
Like literally everywhere. And people are constantly aging out of voices. So, doesn't matter when you start, baby. Doesn't matter when you start. If you are younger and you are out there in the internet, just be careful. Just be careful about giving out your information. That's pretty much it. That's my one advice.
100%. But yeah, good luck out there. Don't let anybody tell you no. Just keep trucking along. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see you guys next time for episode 2.
1.
What?
The bit is it'll be always episode 1.
Oh my God.
Did you forget? I can't fucking believe you, dude. I'm ending it at that last yell I did.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good to me.
Okay.
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 Bye.
Okay, well, goodbye.